una cartica que yo guardo donde te escribí, que te sueñe que te quiero tanto, que hace rato está mi corazón latiendo por ti, latiendo por ti.
We are supposed in this case, okay, before that, first you can be able to check out these notes here, and they're very helpful. They're just breaking down the function Vlookup, so just check them out. So example number 1, we'll be using exact match, because in Vlookup you can be able to use approximate match or an exact match. Like Vlookup can be looking for the exact match or the approximate match. To start with, we'll be starting with the exact match. So let's get started. Colata is the product that we want to look at the price, or we want to see the product, sorry, the price of the product Colata. So for any formula that you're typing in Microsoft Excel, it should start with an equal sign. So you should start with an equal sign before you type anything else. You want to get the price of the product Colata, so get that. We want to get the price of Colata in this case using the function Vlookup. If we just check it manually, we can just come to the product column, get the Colata, and here we are going to see the price. But we don't want to check it manually, rather we want to use a formula, Vlookup. So type VL, automatically the Vlookup function will appear there in a screenshot there. Just hit the tab button on your keyboard to select the Vlookup function, and automatically a screen showing the arguments used in the function will appear. So this is what you would follow in your formula. If you just mess up, then the Vlookup function will not be able to look up for the product that you want, and it will also not be able to echo what you want. So the first argument is the lookup value. So in our case, the lookup value is Colata, because it is the thing that we want the function to look for in the table here. So we are going to just select the Colata. It is our lookup value. Then the table array, this Colata should be, the function should look for Colata. Where should the formula look for Colata? So this is what we call the table array, and it is actually here. Just select. And we want it, after getting the product, to return the price of that product. So we must tell it where to get that price, in which column in the table should it find the price of that product. So we are going to count 1, 2, 3 and see that the price column is in number 3 in our table array. So we're going to type A, so that when it gets the product, it is going to go to the third column and return the price of that product, or the price of that product. Lastly, although it is optional, what we call it the range lookup. Here in this case, remember we are using the exact match. We wanted to go and get Colata and nothing else, so the exact match. So we are going to tell it to get the exact match by typing either false or 0. Either false or 0. That will tell the function to look for the exact match. And then we are just going to enter, and we are going to get the price of Colata automatically. So here I had already created what we call data validation drop-down list, but in this case I'm just going to remove it and show you how you can be able to have it. So how do you use this drop-down list and how can it help you? So instead of typing the product that you want to look for the price, you can just be clicking on this drop-down list and select the product that you want very easily without having to type the product name. So to be able to have this drop down list on your product cell, you need to head to the data tab and then look for data validation. Data validation. In my case, I'll first remove it because I had it. So first remove it. Yeah, so I don't have it anymore. So I now want to show you how you can be able to insert one. So head on back to the data validation. Data validation. You should be on the setting tab. By default it will be checked. You don't have to check it. At the validation criteria, at the allow select list, you want a list of this stuff here, the products here, and we must tell Excel where to get this list of products. So that is at the source. You need to just come and select what that list should contain here, and then we are done. Just say OK, and boom, there we get the drop down list by just selecting there, and the product will be selected and the price will be returned automatically. So that's how you can use the exact match Vlookup to get products, price, and data validation drop down list, of which you've seen is very easy. So let's head on to the next example. And in this case, as I had promised, we want to fill out an invoice, as you can see in this case, whereby we want to get the price of each product and see how much a person is supposed to pay if he or she will have purchased, let's say for example in this case 15 quad. How much will that person pay? And if he'll purchase a number of items, what will he pay at the end of it all, if he'll be able to purchase this stuff having this quantity? So what will the person pay? So we're also going to use the Vlookup function to get the price of each and every item purchased, and if the person will purchase more than 2 items, we are going to see how much that person is supposed to pay. So I had it all. I'll first delete them. So this is a standard price, so just have it left there. The Vlookup function is what I'm using, so equals VL. I'll pick it to the tab. The lookup value is quad. I want to look for the price of quad, so I'll select quad as my lookup value. Scroll down here to get the table array, and I'll select the 2 columns, the products and the price, as from the records. That is my table array, comma. The column index number, as you can see, the price is the second column, so I'll go with 2. I want an exact match, so I'll type a 0, and then I'll close that and enter. I copy my formula there, but I have an error in the cell C21, and this is because I didn't log my table array. So either I use the absolute reference or I lock my table. I prefer using the absolute reference because it's very easy. I'll just go to the first cell here, or the first cell here. Then I'll press F2 to display the formula. And in the table array, the range of table array here, this is my table array, the range of the table array. I'll press F4 to make it an absolute reference, F4, and therefore just puts some $signs between the column number and the row number. So if I enter, I'm going to get the same thing, but when I copy my formula now, the C21 will no longer have an error, and I'll be able to see the price of belly. I'm also going to show you how you can be able to use the if error function so that these errors are not displayed in case you have empty cells. So back to the answer on top here. Press F2 to display the answer, and the if error should be placed between the equals and the formula. Between the equals and the formula. So if error, after clicking just next to the equals, I already have it there. Click it with the tab key. a screenshot of the arguments of the if-header function appears. I already have the value, so I'll just go to the next, which is value if-header. So I'll type a comma. I want to tell Excel to display an empty cell here, other than displaying this not available here, which is a bit annoying. So I'll tell it to display an empty cell by typing double quotes. This will tell Excel to display nothing, empty. So copy my formula downwards, and I no longer have the not available there. They have been removed by that function. I want to get the line item total, so I'll just multiply this by this. I'll just multiply the price of each quad by the quantity. So equals 15 multiplied by 34. Enter. And I'll also copy that. And if you copy downwards, you're also going to see an error here, because Excel is trying to multiply an empty cell with an empty cell on an empty cell with text. So to avoid this value here, I can also have the if-header function here, just next to the equals. So if header, I already have the value, so I just have to tell it to display an empty thing by the double quotes, or by typing the double quotes. Close that, enter. Drag that downward. You no longer have that annoying thing there, just empty. I left this empty intentionally so that if a person will purchase more than 3 products, a person will have a place to display those items. I'm also required to get the subtotal, of which will be the sum of these. I've just used the auto sum. Hope you know this. So I have it there. Or I can use the keyboard shortcut of sum, which is alt equals. After clicking where I want my answer to be, I'll just alt and then the equals tab once. I'll get the sum of all these here. Also, I'm also supposed to get the invoice total, of which I'll add the 1,432 to 15 shillings or dollars, and in this case I'll use the auto sum, and there I get the total invoice if the person will purchase 15 quads, 10 majestic vault, and 25 million. And if I change this to something else, to a different product, should be reflected in this. And if I also change the quantity to something like 110, should also be changed automatically. And so that's how we can be able to create an invoice using the Vlookup function, and that is by the use of the exact match lookup. Remember, we were using the absolute referencing to avoid errors if you are copying or autofilling the answer. In this other case here, in example 3, I'm supposed to get the commission. Given the sales and the commission here, I'm supposed to get a commission of 12,500, and I'm also going to use the Vlookup function. Just pick it, pick it there. The lookup value is this because I want to see the commission of this sale here, so it will be my Vlookup. So it will be my lookup value. The table array is where I have the sales and commission as from the products, as from the records, sorry. Column index number, commission is in the second column in my table array, so type 2. In this case, I want an approximate match. The lookup value doesn't have to return the exact thing, doesn't have to look for the exact lookup value that I have here. You can also look for an approximate thing that is close to the lookup value that I've given to it. So to display or to tell it to look for an approximate match, I either type true or 1. True or 1 means the same. Boom. Yeah, I got the commission 625. Double check it. 625. Have it there. I'm also supposed to get the commission and also the commission rate, still using the approximate match. lookup value is the cells again, comma. The table array, I already have it here, comma. Column index number commission rate is in the second column in my table array, so I'll type it. I want an exact match. I can just omit it, or I can just type 1. They're all the same. Typing true, typing 1, or just leaving it alone, just omitting is all the same to return an approximate match. The Vlookup will be an approximate match. That's what I mean. Yeah, so sometimes if you have your numbers formatted, you'll be able to experience such errors. But if you check this a number of times, it will return the correct thing, because as you can see, it has returned the wrong thing. But if you change it a number of times, it should display the correct thing. Yeah, so there you got it. So it has been able to return the exact commission rate of 12,500. And if you change this to something else, it should also be echoed as per this commission rate here. We also want the commission amount, so we're just going to multiply this to get the commission amount. So finding the product of the two is what I'm doing. Multiply by commission rate. So here are the sales by commission rate, and then I got the commission amount, and the commission rate there. Moving on swiftly, we are supposed to get tax of this income here using the Vlookup function. I can do that manually by just picking the income and going to my table array and looking for that here. But you can see that I don't have 6,895 in this case, and that's why we are using an approximate match, so that it doesn't have to look for this, it can look for something that is close to it. I'm going to explain how it does that after we have it here. So Vlookup, I'm going to be a little bit fast this time round. So the lookup value is this one, the table array, we have it here, column index number is 2. And because we want an approximate match, we can just omit, enter, and it is going to return 120. Why? Because it has picked our Vlookup value, go to the table array and compared that with 0, and it has seen that it is not equal to 0. Going to the second one in the table array, compared the 6,000 with 1,000, and it has seen that it's not equal to this. That's why it has gone to the next thing. Compare the 6,000 with 2,000, they are not equal. It has moved to the next thing. Compare the 6,000 and 5,000, they are not equal. Move to the next thing. Comparing 6,000 and 10,000, it has seen that 6,000 is less than 10k. So it has bounced back to something that is approximate, something that is close to 6,000, but not greater than it, but not bigger than 10,000. So it cannot be able to return the 175 because 10,000 is bigger than 6,000. So even if it is an approximate, it cannot go beyond the number. If it is 6,000, it cannot go beyond 10. It will, if it reaches to the number 10 here, it will always bounce back to the previous number. That's why it has returned 120, because 120, because 5,000 is an approximate of 600, and even if 10 is an approximate of 6,000, it cannot return that because 10,000 is bigger than 6,000. And so with my many words there, I think I've explained something. So that is how you can use approximate match to find commission rate, and also the tax, and also anything else that you can be looking for. So any other scenario that you come across, you can just try to apply the formula there. Also have some notes here that you can just check out. Maybe it can help you somewhere. In this other scenario here, I'm also going to use the approximate match to add what we call a helper column to payload dataset. So in this case, I'm supposed to get the gross pay. We just delete this. Just practicing there. And also the commission, I'm also supposed to get the commission like I have there, so just have to delete so that I show you how I achieved them. So I'm supposed to get the commission and also the total gross pay, and I've been provided with a table array here. From here now I'll be able to see the commission and see if a person, maybe if a certain employee get a certain sale number, who should be the commission, or how to be the commission. If a person has 9,695 sales, how to be the commission of that. Also going to use the Vlookup function here to do that. We are still in the approximate match. Sorry, type the value instead of Vlookup. The lookup value in this case is the employee. We want to get the commission of the employee. Sales. We want to get the commission of sales. So sales will be our lookup value. Table array, we already have it here. We have the column index number. So commission is in the second column in our table array again. So 2 is the column index number. We want an approximate match, so we can just omit that and close and enter. And we can just copy the formula. But it has brought some errors because we have used the relative referencing. So we need to use the absolute referencing, whereby we are going to lock our table array. So these green stuff are the ones that we are going to apply a dollar sign on them. And that means that we are going to lock this table so that when the Vlookup function reaches here, it is going to look for the product here and not here. So it will be bouncing back to this table here. So when I enter and copy that formula downwards, it will return the sales of each and every sales automatically. I also want the total gross pay, so I'll just add the 2. So I'll use the auto sum, like an alter equals, to get the sum of these, that is commission and fixed weekly salary, and I can copy my formula downwards. Just double click in there, and within no time you've got your total gross pay and also the commission by the use of the Vlookup function. So we have the keyboard shortcut of the function sum here. The only function that has a shortcut, or a keyboard shortcut, the sum. In this case, we are supposed to combine Vlookup and match function to retrieve an employee record. So we have some employee records here, and we are supposed to retrieve a certain record from these by the use of the Vlookup function combined with match. But before we combine the two, let me just show you how you do the match. So the match function usually returns the column number in which a certain record is. So like for example, in which column can we find phone? So for us to note that, or to get that, or to know in which column the phone number appears, we just need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and see that it is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is in the 7th column. So we want to use the match function to return that 7, because sometimes we may be having a wrong set of records, big set of records, and it may be a bit hectic to count those columns. So this function will help you to count and see in which column do you find a certain record, like font for example. So equals, then in this case not Vlookup but match tab. The lookup value is phone, and the table array, in this case is not table array but lookup array, and we are going to select here. We wanted to count all of these and see how many they are and return in which column do we find the phone field, comma, do you want an exact match or an approximate, less than or greater than. We want an exact match. So pick the exact match by the tab key, or by the use of the tab key, then close that and enter. There we get 7 as the column number where we are getting the phone records. You can copy that, and as you can see, we have some errors because email, we are looking for the column number where we get the email sales and hired it, and we can see that email is not in the 5th column. That is because our thing is out of range. So in this case, what we can do is either choose the absolute reference or give this, define this range. So you're just going to select this, right click and say define range. We can call it employee and say OK. So that now here, instead of this range, we are going to press F3 to display that range that you've named. F3 to display that range. Okay. Now we can enter, and let us try to copy the formula. Yeah, and there you get it. Now we try to lock this so that it is not going out of range, so that is collecting the right thing. So either use the absolute referencing or lock the range to acquire that. Now we're going to get the phone number, the email, the salary, the hire date of Bruce Natisha here by the use of the Vlookup and the match function. So equals Vlookup, picking the tab, the lookup value is the employee name, comma, the table array is what we have here, as from the records, select, comma. The next thing is the column index number, and here we are not going to count ourselves, but we are now going to incorporate the match function. We are now going to incorporate the match function. Instead of typing 7, instead of telling it to go to the second column, we are going to use the match function to count for us where that record is. So match, pick it there, and again a screenshot including the or having the arguments for match would appear, and the lookup value is phone. Phone is what we want the match function to count where it is, in which column it is, that is, comma. The lookup array, we want it to be checked in this area here. Because we already had defined this range, we're just going to press F3, pick the employee and say OK, comma. We want an exact match, just pick the exact match and close that. So in this case, we have included the Vlookup function and the match function to help us to retrieve a certain record from here. So just enter, and I've made a mistake here. In this case, you have to close twice. You have to, because you've opened the brackets twice, you also have to close. Yeah, there. Just escape. So okay, just copy the formula and see. We also need to use absolute reference here. Now there is an error. Check that error. Oh, everyone is looking for the wrong thing. Let us see what is the problem in this case. Just need to show this one to you. Yes, so it's only that it was looking for this in our table array, other than looking for the employee, because employee was our lookup value. So in this case, it was looking for the long thing. That's why it was displaying an error. Yeah, so we troubleshooted that already. So that's how you can be able to extract a record from a list of records using both the Vlookup function and the merge function. Again, some notes here to just break that down. The eighth example, we are supposed to get the region of each and every sales rep. So we have the sales representatives here, and in this table here we have where they have come from, each and every region, and also the sales rep here. So we need to echo first the price of each and every product that we have, the discount, the net revenue, and the region using the Vlookup function. So we've already done these several times, so I'm just going to be fast in this case. Vlookup tab. We are looking for the price of the product, so it will be our lookup value. Table array, we have it here. We have the table of price here, so we have the product and the price. Pick them as from the records, and then the column index number is true, and in this case we want an exact match. We can type 1, then pause, enter. Again, we need to use the absolute reference. Don't forget that to avoid such errors. Yeah, there you have it. So in this case, we have very many records, of which you've seen you've been able to echo the price of all these products. Actually, I can just show you how many records we have. We have 50,552 records, and within 1 minute we've been able to check the price of each and every product. We also, you are supposed also to get the discount of each and every maybe product, or by the use of the Vlookup function again. The lookup value in this case will be a unit. We want to get the discount of each and every unit, so it will be unit. The table array will be the unit in the discount table here. Column index number, of course it is true. The discount is in the second column. I want an exact match 1, close, enter. Make sure you use the absolute reference for getting this. Enter and copy that. Yeah, there you get it. You can confirm whether everything is correct. Control the arrow pointing downwards on your keyboard. Press F2 to display the formula, and you can be able to see that everything is correct. It is fighting for this unit in the table array there. Escape. Control the up arrow. Net revenue, multiply price by discount. You don't need to use the absolute reference because everything is here. So we only use the absolute referencing when we are referring to something else somewhere. The Vlookup function to get the region of each and every sales rep equals VL tab. The lookup value is the sales rep, in this case Nicholas Claudia. We are going to look for where, or to check where he comes from. The table array, we have the sales and the lab here. The sales lab and the region, sorry, this table here, as from the records. Comma. Column index number, column 2. Exact match 1. Pause. Enter. Use absolute referencing to block the table. F4, F4, and copy the formula. There you have them. So we've been able to get the price, the discount, and also the region of each and every sales lab using the Vlookup function. And we also seen the net revenue, which is the product of the price and the discount.
Una cartica que yo